Okay, we are getting there. I apologize. I ran out of memory. My kids love to download games, and I have all kinds of pictures on here. So, sorry about that. So I ended the last video on the use of this tool here. So, again, this is laminated. So, what I recommend is that you, again, start out with dinner, work your way backwards, do this the day in advance, take a picture on your phone. After you do this for a week or two, you have got to complete your own personalized menu right on your phone. Again, the food that you're going to be eating is in the food plan book. So that is, you know, it makes it kind of foolproof. I'm going to, as the group goes on, I'm going to be uploading links and places that I recommend to get different recipes and things. So moving on, this is Autumn Calabrese's cookbook called Fixate. This is really nice because she has on there, you know, not only the recipes, but the container counts as well. So some of these things are really good. Maybe I'll take some pictures just to, for the group, just to give you, I want to give some extra perks to those of you who stepped up and agreed to take charge of your health and wellness by being in the group. So I want to give you guys some things that I don't just give everybody on Facebook. This one I've heard is really good. I'm going to be making this one soon. Macaroni and cheese with broccoli and chicken. I mean, people are always concerned about, you know, what can I eat with the 21-day fix, and just being concerned that it's going to be boring. But that is not boring, and kids will even eat that. So this is, if you shop at Aldi, I know we say the word organic and people freak, like, I can't afford to eat organic. Guys, this was like $1 something a box. So, yeah, you could probably get, you know, some cheap generic brand for 80 cents, but go for the organic wheat. And I'm going to tell you why. Told you this was going to be long. Almost all wheat in our country, in the United States, is genetically modified and heavily treated with pesticides. The pesticides is the worst part about the wheat in our country. It is basically soaked in Agent Orange. You guys have heard about Monsanto when we talk about, you know, why it's important to eat non-GMO. And it's because Monsanto is a mega company that is basically in cahoots with our government. They fund a lot of things for our government. So I think that muddies the water in terms of stopping these unethical practices that are going on. And so Monsanto has patented these wheat seeds that are able to withstand basically being soaked in pesticides so that they're not eaten by bugs. And then the other wheat crops in our country, you know, they basically, the seeds of the Monsanto crops the seeds blow across to other farms. The Monsanto agents will go and bang on the door of these farmers and say, hey, we have this patent on this seed and it's growing on your land and we're going to sue you. And so farmers are being forced to buy the seeds that Monsanto is selling, because obviously Monsanto is making money, and those seeds are only good for one season of crop. So it's basically a guaranteed cash market for them. Again, I hate to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but guys, you really got to know what's going on. Everybody, we're getting distracted by all these crises going on in our country, that beneath our nose, there's all kinds of crazy stuff going on with the food that not only we're eating, but that we're feeding our children. So with that said, if you are going to eat wheat, I would strongly encourage that you get organic wheat. When something says organic, you want to make sure that it has the USDA stamp of organic. It's a really tough certification to get. And if you are looking to get non-genetically modified food, I can recommend a book that will help you to understand how food modification is actually tied into all the high rise of allergies. If any of you have allergies or have children who suffer from allergies, you would really benefit from reading this book. So that's just my recommendation in terms of wheat. So if you're going to eat wheat, try to get it organic. Let's see what else here. Okay, so for the 21-day fix, olive oil is it's really good for us. People who aren't focused on eating clean, but they're trying to just watch their fat. We need fat in our body, so those people who are taking fat blockers, that's not healthy. We need to have fat in our bodies. We just need to have the right amount and the right kind of fat. So extra virgin olive oil, make sure that it's not a blend because labels are getting really tricky. You want to make sure that it actually is olive oil. I cook only with olive oil or better yet, coconut oil. So what else do I have here? A water bottle. You are going to want to make sure that you are drinking half of your weight in ounces of water every single day. I am 140 pounds. I should be drinking 70 ounces of water every day. So you're going to have to be intentional about that, especially if I know I have a lot of nurse friends, you're busy on the floors. You don't have time to take a break to drink. You might have to have some chug sessions where you go into the back room and you just chug some water. What else? Talked about soy. Do not eat soy. Soy is almost all genetically modified, and it also is terrible for our hormones, particularly women. It causes a rise in our estrogen levels. So there's all kinds of research coming out that you want to avoid soy. Most of the protein powders that are made in the meal replacements are made with soy because it's really cheap. So, I'm funny. I take this when if we go to a Chinese buffet or something, I'll sometimes, we'll take our family. You want to be normal. You want to be able to go out to eat, and we just, try to keep it rare. But anyway, I take this liquid aminos all-purpose seasoning that is a soy alternative. So I recommend that. I already mentioned the balsamic. Since you're going to be drinking your coffee black, if you're a coffee lover like me, I have 2 tips. One is to get maybe like a seasoned blend of flavored coffee so that it's not just boring coffee. My other tip, and I'd show you the bag except I used it all, is Shakeology just came out with a cafe latte flavor, which is if you make it with almond milk and then blend it with ice, it tastes like a Starbucks Frappuccino. Only I'll give you my discount, so you'll get it for $3 instead of paying $5 for the Frappuccino, and it also is super healthy for you and not near the fat and calories. So those are my 2 tips on you coffee lovers. Another tip is if you get the vanilla Shakeology, make a cup of strong coffee and put it in the refrigerator for in the morning. And then you can put that strong black coffee in with your vanilla and a little bit of water. And that's another way to have a coffee frap. You want to stick to the natural sweeteners. So stay away from sugar, stay away from the additives and preservatives. Oh, I already mentioned that. So this is 100% maple syrup. It is a little bit on the pricey side. To be honest, I don't think I've ever used maple syrup since I've done the 21-day fix, but I actually buy that for my kids now because the other stuff is junk. It has the high fructose corn syrup, which if you remembered from that list, that's one of the things to avoid. If you're going to use salt, use sea salt. To be honest, I don't even know the reason behind that, but supposedly it is better for us, and Himalayan salt is even better for us. You're going to want to have some garlic on hand because you can have as much garlic as you want on this plan. It just adds some flavor. This is a spaghetti squash. Or I'm sorry, this is a butternut squash. This is really good because you feel like you're getting a carb, but it's actually a vegetable. And so what I do with this is I peel it, cut it in half, dice it up, put it in the oven. If you're interested in more specific, more details than that on cooking it, I'd be happy to share that with you. But butternut squash is just really good for you. And I think this was $2 at Aldi. I mean, I can cut this up and have it for the week, cook it and have it for the week. Which is what I do with my sweet potatoes. So here's another tip is, I actually have one here made for you to show you. So before I started eating healthy, none of these things sounded appealing to me. Now let me tell you, this is like a sweet potato pie for me and a real treat, only it's cram-packed full of antioxidants and nutrients and good things for us instead of what a sweet potato pie would actually have. So I make these for the entire week. This is a yellow container, so I'm going to have these baked at 350 for about 45 minutes to an hour, and then I'm going to cut them to be yellow containers, portion size, and then I'm going to put a teaspoon of coconut oil, some cinnamon on it, and then I'm going to package them like that in my refrigerator in Tupperware containers, and then I'm just going to reheat them, and this is so delicious and so good for you. So if you're thinking about, again, like how to prep the food, I don't know what to make, that's another easy tip for you. And I just leave them whole, cut up, or whole in the refrigerator until I cut them up to put them in my containers. Tuna is going to be a protein. I found this, which I absolutely love, 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 love. This is $2, so it's a little, a little on the pricier side, I guess, for tuna. Excuse me, but it does have, I count this just as one red. It does say that it's 2 servings here, but I actually count it. Don't have my book right here, but I count it as one red. And so, again, you want to start reading labels. This does have olive oil in it, although I did just notice it has soy in it. No, I never noticed that before. Down at the bottom, it has soy. I wonder why they put soy in there. Thinking out loud. Okay, so here's the Shakeology. Most of you are already drinking the Shakeology. The only complaint, I will say, the only criticism of Shakeology is the cost. You get what you pay for. That's all I got to say about that. Because I want people to be as healthy as they can, I am willing to give up my discount for you to save. So if you're interested in that, let me know. Any military people can sign up to be a coach for free, no cost, and save 25% on their Shakeology. So just a superfood shake. Nothing on the market compares to it, although they are trying. If you're going to do oatmeal, this is a yellow container. Carb, of course. I have a recipe for delicious peanut butter protein balls. I think is what they're called. If you're going to get oatmeal, you want to get the steel oats. That's best. If you are going to get the second best is the old fashioned, and then the quick oats, but stay away from the ones that are pre-packaged in the boxes. They have all kinds of other additive junk in there. Larabar are great in a pinch. If you have a sweet tooth, the Shakeology is going to help with that. The clean eating diet is going to help with that, but this is a clean eating bar. If you've never had these, they're about $1 a piece. So, I count this, depending on the flavor is what is going to determine the container count for this. So this has dates, almonds, walnuts, raisins, and pineapple, and some extra virgin olive oil and unsweetened, sorry guys, I'm trying to do this with one hand, unsweetened something, coconut. So, this isn't going to be an exact science, but I would consider this a purple container because of the dates. And then I would also say that you're going to have to count with this a orange. Let's see. Yeah, an orange container because of the almonds and the walnuts, which are your seeds and dressings. And that's probably not exact, but close enough. So you don't forget, anything you eat, you have to make sure it's on the approved list and that you're accounting for it for your containers. Next, I have a spaghetti squash. If you've never made spaghetti with spaghetti squash, I recommend it. I also would recommend that you make lasagna with zucchini for the noodles. So as we're going into summer and some of us have gardens, then I have a plethora of zucchini. So I've been doing some pretty creative stuff with that. So anyway, you cut this in half, put it face down, bake it. When you scrape out the inside of this, it looks like spaghetti noodles. So granted, it's not going to taste as good as spaghetti. At least I don't think so. But you can put some garlic in there and then top it with sauce. And if you don't have any carbs, but you want to have spaghetti for dinner and you've already used up your carbs, that's a good alternative. Just a couple other things here, and I don't want my camera to stop again, but I love, love, love. These are hard to find. You can maybe be able to order them on Amazon. I got them at a little local store here called Mark's Grocery Outlet. I put these in my plain Greek yogurt. Just absolutely love this. It just adds some crunch to it, and let's face it, plain Greek yogurt doesn't really taste that good unless you add something else to it. So if I don't add fruit, then that's what I will add to it, is some healthy granola. Other staples to have. So this is Aldi's pasta sauce. It's organic. Problem with pasta sauce is the sugar, but fortunately this only has 4 grams of sugar. Typically they have like 7 or more grams of sugar in tomato sauce. This is going to throw you off because you probably want to think of this as a green, as a vegetable, but this is actually going to be considered a purple container because of the sugar. So it's going to be considered the fruit. Eggs, big staple on the 21-day fix plan. You can have scrambled eggs with cheese. You can have omelets. You can have hard-boiled eggs. You can make some healthy egg salad. I mean, it's a cheap, protein-packed, easy, cheap. Yeah, what can I say? I always make sure that I have eggs in the house. Okay, other staples. Okay, so I have some Beachbody Performance here. This is what I drink before my workouts. It just gives me an extra boost of energy so I can put more, pack some more punches into my workout, so to speak. I actually took this to my doctor to have her look over to make sure there was nothing that wasn't good in it, and she said that it was fine. So, but it doesn't have any, it has beet sugar, citric acid, has stevia, natural lemonade, and for flavor, and that's pretty much it. The rest of it is going to be just calcium, magnesium, sodium, potassium. So this, I absolutely love this. So I get that. And then after my workouts, I drink Hydrate. It's kind of like a healthy Gatorade. You don't want to drink Gatorade because it's full of sugar, but this helps to rebalance because I sweat a lot. You guys have seen my pictures. Bananas, tricky thing with bananas is because they are basically little sugar sticks. They are so high in sugar that one purple container is only 1/2 of a banana. But I think that I may be addicted to bananas and peanut butter. That's my confession. I've been wanting to slice ripe banana and put a little bit of peanut butter on them and freeze them for when I'm really craving ice cream. There's also some recipes to make some really delicious desserts with Shakeology if you wanted to have a healthy dessert. So I think that, I'm looking around, I think that is it. And I'm going to be posting, I love just daily inspirational things just to keep our mind. Guys, weight loss is not just about the foods we eat. 70 to 80% is the foods we eat. And then the other like 20 to 30% is the exercise. But our physical mind and our emotional mind excuse me, are so interconnected. Okay, here's the social worker in me coming out. So if you are not in a good place emotionally, you're going to have a hard time. So, you know, if you're finding that to be true, then you need to do some soul searching. You need to get in a better place spiritually. You know, whether you seek out a therapist, whether you find some sort of spirituality, some sort of program for you to follow. There's all kinds of self-help programs. So I am not just, you know, a physical, not just a Beachbody coach, but, you know, I'm also a social worker. And so I know a lot of resources, and I'm in recovery from drugs and alcohol. I have almost 10 years sober. So I've experienced a lot of life, and I know about a lot of resources, and I'm just really passionate about helping people. So I'm going to include just some pages from this Weight Watchers book. They're just meditation. So whether, you know, you just kind of meditate on the things that I upload, or if you know, there's a book that I recommend. I read a lot, so there's a lot of books I recommend. But if there's a true eating disorder going on, whether that's sugar addiction, bulimia, anorexia, you know, body dysmorphia, there's all kinds of different emotional or behavior issues around food. then you need to address that, or you're never going to feel good about the way you look. You're not going to feel good physically. You're not going to feel good emotionally. And that causes a plethora of problems, guys. So, yeah, so let's do this together. I'm so excited for this challenge. I'm excited to be with you on this journey. I consider it an honor that you trusted me enough to be your coach and you agreed to my invitation to come alongside me. So, yeah, so please, any questions, let me know, message. I prefer that you guys post questions in a group only because somebody else is probably having the same question. And that way I'm not having to answer questions multiple places, multiple times. So, yeah, I'm so excited. Please stay in touch with this group. Be liking the comments, be commenting below, be doing I'm going to be doing a video soon or uploading what the point system is going to look like because I want to reward you guys who are actually participating in the group. It keeps me motivated and it keeps everyone else motivated. So, have a great day, and Monday's coming. Let's get ready.